growing up to function in the best way that human beings can function.
So living optimally.
Yeah. And now the thing is, if what you like is stuff, you're not really living much better than the animals. Because cows have a certain like for their quotidian food, the amount of food that they're supposed to get per day, right? My dogs, the same way, they like their food, they like a chance to roll in the snow. There are things that they like. I've never yet seen either of my dogs want to read or study philosophy. It's just not interesting to them. And in fact, they don't get the whole Zoom thing. So like while I'm in the middle of a business, an important Zoom session, the dog comes and goes, "Rrr, rrr." Ellie?
Would you consider this biased? Because to say that like people who just like objects are no better than the animals, it kind of seems biased.
What do you think Aristotle liked most?
Well, yeah, I mean,
What he put at the top, right? What his teacher put at the top, right? And he's moving in that same direction. But he does have an interesting argument here, that if your happiness comes from stuff, you're all automatically going to lose. Look at Haiti right now. Who wants to move to Haiti on vacation?
Or Venezuela or anything.
I mean, they have no stuff. They're in such a miserable situation. They're asking Canada to help. Well, because of the French thing, right? But as you can imagine, in order for people to be happy, for everybody to be happy, you need to have enough stuff for them to be happy with stuff. And guess what? Aristotle very practically points out there's never enough stuff. You will never have enough stuff for everybody to be happy. You think of the liberals that just spread the money out and then everybody will be happy. Well, you listen to other folks like. Am I remembering? Oops.
Today, Thomas Sowell is not. Uncommon knowledge now. So again, this counter common sense, you know what's best for your health, therefore we must make the decision in a bureaucracy in Washington.
That's right. Well, if you've been told all your life, and many of these people have, from an early age, they were in the class for bright, gifted children. They were the ones who got into the good high schools. They were the ones who were accepted in colleges that accept less than 10% of the applicants. They've heard this all through their lives. And after a while, they must, in all due modesty, believe it.
The percentage of cabinet appointments with experience in the private sector.
Just a little dab of him. Thomas Sowell, another famous person. I bet no one here has heard of. You have. Congratulations. That's pretty amazing. How did you hear of him?
Jordan Peterson reference.
Okay.
Instagram.
Yeah. But I mean, this is he's plugging his book, Intellectuals in Society, and it's absolutely hilarious because he points out that, like me, I think, did I mention the other night I was at Walmart and I was trying to open the bag?
no.
I didn't tell you about that?
No.
My wife said, get me 4 more of those Texas red, grapefruits. So I'm in the grapefruit section, I picked, but you've got to put them in a bag. So I picked up the bag, I looked at the label, and it said open here, and pointed. So I was like, nothing. So I went to a lady who was shopping, and I said, could you do me a big favor? I cannot get this open. And she looked at it, and she said, it helps if you're opening it at the right side. And apparently, what I was reading saying open here, and it had an arrow, was pointing all the way to the bottom of the other side. So I was opening it, trying to open it, and as soon as I turned it over, it opened right away. And I was upset. I said, I have degrees, and I couldn't figure out how to open this bag. And you know, that's, you know, intellectuals, you know, don't trust them really with practical things. So yes, this is a bias, clearly. But the point he makes that there's never enough stuff, that's pretty clear. That's pretty obvious. And here, the problem you have with this level is if you want social honors. We just had the awards, was it last night, the night before? The Grammys?
Oh, yeah.
Who won? And you know, some people had the best song, some people had the best record. I don't know all the different categories. But you know, different individuals won. All the other people lost. Notice? Because with social rewards, there's never enough for everyone either. You can't all be the best. Right? But, says Aristotle, when we're all searching for knowledge, everybody can know. And there's plenty to go around, right? So if our happiness comes from our love of knowing things, and remember, he defines man as man the knower, Homo sapiens, right? So, you know, what is our function? Knowing stuff. That's the way we could be happiest.
Does that ever go the opposite direction? Like, does anybody from the Erskine crowd typically do things or interact with them from like the lower two centers, like I guess?
Oh, you're always going to need food. You're always going to need, you know, some social honors. We're social beings.
Right.
We need
Right.
friends and so on. So just because you're in this class doesn't mean that you're not concerned about these other things. But you probably have met some people who, when they see you with a book, they're like, "Do you read?"
Actually, yeah, that people are like that. Someone actually pulled some stuff to
Yeah, that happens.
That's good. No, well, no, actually, I just thought about it because you mentioned the greatness. Like technically speaking, Harry Styles did win yesterday over Beyonce.
Oh.
So
Oh my
I
God.
feel like that one probably plays into the bottom level, just in terms of who you're trying to appease. Like, like trying to get like the most cash or the most popular is the second one, but on the top of that list, whoever decided that probably did it on a very calculated scale. If I had to guess, that's what we have.
Was this a good class? Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Enough jokes and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I covered that much of Aristotle for you, but you know, it's impossible, really. But there are post-Aristotelians, and that's where we're going next, and we're going to look at a quick bunch of post-Aristotelians. Someone mentioned the Cynics, Diogenes. You know, we'll talk about Diogenes, Epicurus, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Plotinus, and then Augustine. And what we're moving towards is Augustine. So have a look at the syllabus, and you can see. Hopefully, some of these links work. If my links don't work, just search on Google for whatever you're looking for, and you'll find multiple translations, multiple copies of all of this stuff. All of this stuff is there. It's really a sin, I think, to make students spend $150 on a textbook when 99.9% of what's in the book is on the web for free. That's just crazy. Okay, So see you on Wednesday. And I am going upstairs if anybody wants to continue to chat about anything. Oh, Thomas Sowell is another excellent person to do your term paper on if you haven't picked somebody yet.
Alright. By the way, is that where aristocrat comes from?
Pardon?
Is that where aristocrat comes from? Or one of the
Aristoi, krat means power, so the best having the power would be the aristocratic power. Oligarchic is obviously a different ending, but that means that the wealthy run. A plutocracy is another one. Yes.
I just wanted clarification on our quiz question today. Was it,
How
how
do
to
you-
raise a good child?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, how to raise a good child, right? Like a competent.
Well, I mean, most people can very easily raise a really rotten child. It takes something extra to raise a good child. But you also have to wonder, what is a good child? I mean, isn't everybody good? No matter how they grow up?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it plus, I mean, like, isn't, I mean, I don't know, isn't that kind of like some subjective idea, especially if you're like thinking in between what the two or one parent might consider to be a good versus like what the whole
We might
society
have a
or
disagreement.
whatever community they're in
Sure.
considers to be good.
Sure.
Because, yeah, there's a lot of.
And how do you really know? Because you don't know what society is going to be like 20 years from now. How do you prepare a young child to be in that? I mean, we had trouble with our children when the internet came out, and we were, discussing, should we let them spend time on these games? I mean, they were cute games at the time, like reading games where you click on the different characters and they do goofy things. Goofy things like LucasArts had a game, the Day of the Tentacles. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. All kinds of stuff. So it's one of those loaded questions.
Yeah, it seems like a complex.
Nothing is really just cut and paste.
But there is no right answer to this.
Well, I'm
And
not
education
sure.
says otherwise.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, it might be that there is a right answer, and we just don't really understand it.
I can take that.
Yeah?
And I can work with that.
That's good.
Educated guesses.
Did your parents do a good job?
I hope so. I mean, they did ban me from Facebook and Twitter until I was 14, but they did let me play Candy Crush when I was 8. So I don't know, kind of evened out somewhere. Anyways.
See you later.